Raw after WrestleMania 42 is over, and it was a banger. Let's get into it. The show kicked off with the man who retired Brock Lesnar, Oba Femi, just looking like $1,000,000. The entrance was amazing, and he stood in the ring for a good 2 minutes, just embracing the crowd chants because he has just become such a megastar. And then he just said the ruler has arrived and dropped the mic, and he was out of there. I feel like some people are probably going to be upset about this. However, I didn't mind. I think this was definitely okay because no words really need to be said. He just retired Brock frickin' Lesnar, the greatest combat athlete of all time. So he didn't really need to say anything. Next, we had a random match between Rio and the Kabuki Warriors. And I swear to God, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky are dating. There was a camera angle on them, and Rhea leaned in to look at Io. It looked like they were smooching. Like, genuinely. They weren't, but that's not the point. This was a really good match. Ended up being won by Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, with Io Sky getting the pin on Kairi Sane. This is obviously the right decision. If you just had your champion lose the night after WrestleMania, that would be pretty embarrassing. I'm not sure where they're going with this. I think this was kind of just an excuse to get Rhea Ripley on Raw because they had a backstage segment later in the show where they basically said, hey, Rhea said, hey, basically, I'm going to SmackDown. You stay on Raw, which they already did that exact segment before. I don't know why they're doing it again. They reunited like a month later. But, yeah, I think this was just a way to get Rhea on the card and have Io continue her feud with Asuka and Kairi. We also had an impromptu match with Javon Evans going up against versus Ethan Page. I don't know if this is a main roster call-up for Ethan Page. I hope it is. And if it is, oh boy, am I ready. This is gonna be good. Speaking of call-ups, they also announced that Joe Hendry is the newest member of the WWE roster. I'm so excited to have him on the main roster. However, they need to put some people on SmackDown. I hope they don't just call everybody up to Raw. And as for the match between Javon and Ethan Page, it was great. There was a backstage segment between Gunther and L.A. Knight. Yeah. And Gunther said that he's going to be going after the World Heavyweight Championship, which aligns with the rumors that we saw earlier in the week, saying that Gunther is one of the upcoming feuds for Roman Reigns. Now, I don't like this because this would mean Roman is either going to lose the title soon, which I would definitely not like, or Gunther loses, which I would like, but wouldn't make any sense. But L.A. Knight, yeah, came out of nowhere and hit him with the PFT. No, I'm just kidding. He basically just said he's going to go after the World Heavyweight Championship, which I really like. Do I think he's going to win? No. Nada! But he could win Money in the Bank. I know you might be getting my fellow LA Knight, fans. I know you might be getting PTSD from like the past 3 years, but I mean, come on. This year, it's the year. Good things come to those that wait. Come on, we've been waiting long enough, man. Yeah. But if they have a feud, I think this would actually be pretty entertaining. They're like two completely opposite characters, which I think would actually be really fun and entertaining. That could just be me, though. Let me know your thoughts. Next, we had a promo between CM Punk, and then he was interrupted by Cody Rhodes when he was talking about potential championship opportunities. Cody Rhodes. And Cody has a nasty black eye. I mean, oh my. he was over here looking like a goddamn cyborg. I mean, he's gonna lose that eye, bro. But they started creaming all over each other a little bit, and then at the end, CM Punk started staring at Cody's title like you see in the picture. Wait a minute, what if hold on. Whoa, Punk, what are you staring at? He started staring at Cody's title and said, "You never know when a championship opportunity might fall out of the sky." And as he was walking away, Cody Rhodes said, "Punk, you just let me know when." All jokes aside, if I really do want to see this match, I feel like one of them should turn heel, and either one of them that turns heel is gonna be amazing if they do. I really hope that it's not just a babyface versus babyface goody two shoes match. I want to see somebody turn heel on the build to this match, but that's in the far future. It could be maybe SummerSlam, but I think it's more likely that we see around WrestleMania 43 as potentially one of the main events. Next, we had an impromptu match between Liv Morgan and Sol Ruca. I don't think this one was a call-up, and if it was, please save someone for SmackDown! But this felt more like just a way to get a great match on the card, to get Sol Ruca on the card, to showcase her, and get your new Women's World Champion on the card, and to help build towards Zarya and Sol Ruca's feud, because Zarya ended up spearing her. Actually, she didn't spear, but she did hit a fucking disgusting spine buster on the outside of the ring. I absolutely love spine busters. I really hope Zarya starts using that move more because it was nasty. But Zarya doing that allowed, while the ref wasn't looking, of course, allowed Liv Morgan to pick up the win. And this was obviously the right decision. It doesn't really affect Sol Ruca because it wasn't a clean loss, and you don't want to have your women's champion lose. Now she can go around and say, "I beat the future of women's wrestling because I'm the greatest women's champion of all." The Street Profits are back. We had a segment with Braun Breaker cutting a promo, who was then interrupted by Seth freaking Rollins. Whoa! And he started getting gangbanged by the Vision before the Street Profits came out and made the save, making their WWE return. And I can firmly say I did not see this coming, but I am very happy for a couple reasons. Actually, that was a lie. Just one reason. It's looking... Okay, never mind. There's two. I'm glad to see the Street Profits back because they're awesome. That's the first reason. But also, it's looking like they're going to be put in the Raw Tag Team division. They went right after Logan Paul and Austin Theory. So maybe WWE is going to start trying to put some effort into that division. If that's true, I can't wait. And then Braun Breaker hit a spear on Seth Rollins, and he was like covered in blood because Seth Rollins hit a chair shot to the back of him but caught him in the back of the head, so he was bleeding from the back of his head. He seems like he's okay. He didn't seem concussed or anything. There's been no reports saying he's legitimately like badly injured or is in concussion protocol. He just was bleeding. But the build to this feud, just one episode in, I'm already loving it. Next, we had a match between Finn Balor and J.D. McDonough. A really, really solid match, and it ended up being won by Finn Balor. I like that they're starting to give Vanilla Finn some wins. Bars. And then after the match, Daddy Dirty Dominic Mysterio came in and attacked Finn Balor. I'm hoping this feud ends in like an extreme stipulation. Maybe it can be a blood feud. Maybe like a Hell in a Cell. Maybe a steel cage. 3 stages of hell. I'm not sure. Because if they have another match, it has to top the last one, which was a street fight. So it's gotta be better than that. Next, we had the main event segment with the new World Heavyweight Champion, the greatest wrestler of all time, Roman Reigns. And oh, this was so good. He came out along with the Usos and basically said he wants them to have his back. He doesn't want them to be his sidekicks, but he wants them to be together and have each other's backs. And right as Jimmy and Jay were doing the one to the sky and Roman was about to join them and do it, Jacob Fatu's music hit, and oh baby, I was excited. And this delivered. Roman said, "So you're out here to acknowledge me?" And he's like, "No." And he's like, "So you're here for the title?" He's like, "Yeah." Yeet. All gas, no brakes. Yeah! Also, I'd like to add, like in the front row, we had an entire army of green shirt guys and girls, which I thought was pretty cool. But Jacob challenged him. He said he needs that title, and he challenged him to a match at Backlash. And I'm assuming we're going to get the match. And assuming we are going to get the match, I am so glad that full-time Roman Reigns is back, and he's going to be appearing on these, B tier, C tier PLEs like Backlash. Roman didn't say yes. He didn't say no. He just said, "I'm going to give you another week to think about it." And I mean, this match would absolutely cook. I mean, the power struggle between these two, I feel like this feud could just get hotter and hotter. Because Jacob said he doesn't want to be the new tribal chief, but he wants everything the tribal chief has. So I think we could potentially be looking at a longer storyline for these two. But either way, I am so excited. This was a great Raw, and I really hope we get that match. But let me know what you thought of this episode of Raw after WrestleMania 42. Thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want, and